Yeah, I'm not so sure about the song. I mean, he's stolen the song anyway. The original Dizzy was in the 60s. A guy called Tommy Rose sang it, you know.
Was it?
Yeah, Dizzy, da-da-da-da-da. I remember it well. Used to play it at the bowling alley when I was bowling with my...
Have you representing us, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. So he's stolen the title, stolen the song. And look, all we want is our Eurovision entry to be sung by somebody who's going to give it their all for their country.
Well, maybe he will. I'm going to stop you there because I know you're about to get very cross with Olly Alexander, and the reason he's going to get very cross with Olly is because he has sparked controversy ahead of Saturday's main event by admitting that he has mixed feelings about the Union Jack, as it can feel divisive and nationalistic. Nationalist. He said that he hopes to reclaim the flag and make it reflect all good things about growing up in the UK. Mike.
Oh, this guy Olly, 33-year-old singer, is going to reclaim the Union Jack. This was the Union Jack that flew at the top of the mast, you know, when we fought the Battle of Trafalgar and conquered the world of oceans for 200 years. He's going to reclaim that, is he? And make our country great again, because Olly, who sings Dizzy, is reclaiming the Union Jack for himself. I think it's a nonsensical point of view. He's also got a bit of form, hasn't he? A bit of form about being political towards the situation in the Middle East, OK?
I mean, yes, he did get into a bit of trouble.
Apartheid state, I think he's reported to have called Israel. I don't want him involved in politics. Olly, just get up there, mate. I've got a picture of you here. You don't look that impressive to me, but you could try a little bit harder to concentrate on your song and not worry about the politics. Leave that to people who know about it.
I think you're going to have to defend Olly here. He is quite an impressive man. Not only is he a musician and a singer, a performer, but he's also a brilliant actor. He was in that incredible series, It's a Sin. What do you think, Kevin?
I think you need to chill, man. You know, I mean, I wish I had a cup of tea to give you and an individually wrapped chocolate biscuit for you to take the wrapper off very slowly.
No, don't worry, I'm perfectly in control of myself, as always.
Yeah, but look, he's right. And look, I like the fact we've got somebody intelligent as the competitor who can talk about other things. And at times the flag is divisive and it turns people off. If you see a bunch of far-right, racist bigots, thugs chanting "there's no black in the Union Jack" and waving it around, I feel ashamed.
Yeah, I agree.
Other times,
I agree.
Look, I've got bits of clothing. We'll have a small Union flag on it, and it's looks pretty cool, even when they sometimes distort the colours. If you're going to get in silly football strip rows, or you'll see it at the Olympics.
What about the last night of the proms? Last night of the proms is a wonderful British celebration. People try to steal the Union Jack. We say no, it's ours.
He is right that some people wave it in such a way it can make you feel embarrassed and ashamed. And I like it. He is going to see it.
But not overall.
He's going to see it as positive.
No.
If people are feeling like the flag is divisive, though, Mike, do you not think the Eurovision Song Contest is the perfect time to lift the feeling about it and sort of reclaim it for the good?
I just don't get this guy's errand. I'm going to reclaim the Union Jack on behalf of my country. Please don't bother, Olly. Honestly, what I'd say is the vast majority of people see it as a symbol of national pride. Of course, there's a few nutters. There's a few nutters all over the place, taking advantage of all sorts of situations. We have to repel them and restore our faith in our flag.
Well, that is what he is trying to do, and make it a flag of everybody.
Not by saying...
And not just a flag of a horrible few. Like, most people who... I think you see it on a town hall. In fact, I'm sorry that more public buildings don't fly it. Yeah. I'll get a bit nervy when somebody's got it in their garden and I'm wondering why.
He's trying to describe.
That's the interesting point, isn't it? Why do you get nervous? Because that is the point that I think Olly's trying to make.
Yeah, because in the 80s and the 90s, I met too many people who draped themselves in the flag and were absolutely horrific, horrendous patriots. I'd call them plastic patriots who hated so much about Britain and so many Britons. Yeah. And Olly is articulating that.
OK, let's go to the calls then and see how you feel at home about these comments. We're asking whether saying that the Union Jack is divisive is the wrong thing for Olly Alexander to be doing. Nathan from Cheshire, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't see how the Union flag can be seen as divisive. It's Scotland, Wales and England, and with regards to the nutters, they just have the English flag saying English, mate, not being British.
Oh, do you think that's true? Do you not think that there's a few sort of maybe far-right groups or politically extreme groups that have reclaimed the Union Jack as their own?
Well, don't forget the EDL. as I said, it's the English flag. It's not the British flag. I mean, Daley Thompson had was raising the Union Jack, and when he went on in the 80s, when your commentator said.
Okay, so sorry, I might have missed your original point. So you're saying that actually there's nothing divisive about the Union Jack. It's the St George's flag, it's the English flag that there's a problem with.
Yes, indeed. And if Scotland want to have the European flag instead, that's fine. That's fine by me.
Okay, well, you've just went on to a completely different debate. Nobody brought up Scotland, but it's clearly on your mind. But the Union Jack, as far as you're concerned, is not divisive. Was it wrong for Olly Alexander to say that then?
I think it's sowed division rather than cured any. I think he's talking complete tripe.
And would you agree with Mike then that he should maybe step down 5 days ahead of the contest?
I've only heard 30 seconds of the song. I'm not impressed by it.
All right, you've just got on the song on that point. Okay.
I can buy better.
Do you think Nathan has a point here that actually maybe the problem isn't with the Union Jack and actually it's the English flag that's been claimed by these extremist political groups?
Yeah, sometimes it is the flag of St George, but if you go to sections of, say, Northern Ireland, you wouldn't. It's not the flag of St George that's a problem. It's some of the people waving the Union flag,
flying from their houses.
So I think it's where you go. So it's not entirely the St George's flag. In fact, some people who, the Saltire up in Scotland, are some people who wave that I would take issue with, who just hate the English. While I think most Scots don't, and
can't any symbol be stolen by a small minority of not very pleasant people to give that symbol a bad name, and that includes flags.
Billy Bragg, the singer-songwriter, argued long ago that if you only saw far-right thugs waving a flag, if everybody waved it, it then takes it away from them. The problem
is actually with the majority not being patriotic enough
or
about the flag, or visible enough.
You know what it is?
Flag,
some people hate having to be told they have to keep proving they are patriotic. That's what people, and you just then kick against it. What are you doing? What does it mean to be patriotic? Do I have to bow to the king, or does it mean I'm quite a person who enjoys liberty, free speech, and welcomes everyone to Britain?
Okay, Courtney from Stoke-on-Trent, what do you think about Olly Alexander's comments?
Okay, we need to stop being negative towards the UK Act because it puts so many people off doing Eurovision. Eurovision is a big risk. Olly understands that risk. And I'm proud of our song. I can totally see Olly's point of view, but we need to stop being so negative.
Oh, Courtney, listen, I'm in agreement with you. I think the song's quite catchy, quite liked it myself. The video I loved. It had sort of Sia vibes, when she did the song Chandelier. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But that's not what we're asking here. Olly Alexander has made some political comments. One of these comments is that he thinks the Union Jack is divisive.
Can I just say one thing? The same thing happened to May Muller last year, and instantly she was getting so much hate. All she was saying was that she doesn't like our Tory government. We need to support the UK Act and stop giving them more negativity.
Courtney, I get that.
Every single year.
But just because you're representing the country for Eurovision doesn't mean that you can avoid criticism for political comments that you make. If you're going to make a political comment, you have to know that somebody's going to be upset about it.
But don't you think that no matter where in the country, no matter what country it is, they're all going to get the same thing?
Sorry, what do you mean?
What I mean is, basically, if you're representing any country, they're all going to get the same political things, really, aren't they?
I don't really understand what you mean by that point, but certainly if you're going to represent a country, then some people are going to like you, some people aren't going to like you. But if you're going to make a political statement, people are going to be upset about that. But Courtney, I take your point. Maybe we should just get behind Olly Alexander just for Eurovision alone and get behind the song. Alison from Aberdeenshire, do you agree with that? That even if he makes political comments, we just ignore them and get on with the Eurovision?
Oh, hello, Storm. I think there's a point that commentators are missing, that the Union Jack flag in itself is actually inclusive rather than divisive, because the Union Jack flag is a combination of the flags of St Andrews, Scotland, St George for England, St David, Wales, and the original St Patrick. So It's not divisive. It's inclusive.
Do you think
If
that
the
that's maybe
individual
got lost? That idea
that's
of
got lost. Yes, Storm, that has got lost in the debate. And it's quite a simple way of resolving this debate that I think this flag of St. George's may seem to be divisive and disruptive, as at times the flag of St. Andrew of Scotland can be if it's misused. But getting back to basics, the Union Jack is inclusive.
Interesting. Alison, thank you very much. I think we'll end on that point because it's a nice positive point to end on, whatever your thoughts.